Hi friends, today's topic is built-in function in Python. Okay, so generally the Python has a rich set of built-in functions that are available for use without the need for any additional imports. For example, if you purchase a mobile phone, so it comes with some by default install application in your mobile. For example, Amazon app, Flipkart app, Netflix, like that. So by default, it is pre-installed in your mobile phones. Okay, this is called built-in functions in Python. Okay, generally built it defines by default. Okay, we can say built means by default functions. It's a helper. Okay, function means it's a helper. Okay, so there are various built-in functions in Python. For example, print function, input function, len function, type function, float, string, range. Okay, so these are the built-in functions are they available in the Python. Okay, so few important some built-in functions I will define today. So first one is print function. It is very most important built-in function in Python. Okay, so what is print function in Python? It's a display the content stored in a variable. Simply it can define display display the content stored in variable. Okay, so for example, I have a one variable a equals to 30. Okay, so if I use print function print a, so it will print for you 30. So output will be your output will be 30. Okay, so it will print your uh, uh, value. Okay, it's print your variable. Okay, what is variable here? 30. And another example, for example, see here in the it defines display the content. What is content here? What is variable? Well, a container. I told you na, one container. Okay, for example, or folder or container. Okay, it contains one integer value. Okay, that is uh, 15. Okay, or 15, right? So it is stored in the variable. So so a equals to 25. Okay, value, the integer value a equals to 25. Okay, and b equals to 10, right? And c equals to b plus a, yeah, a plus b. If you print c, so it gives you b plus a, that is 25 plus 10, it will be 35. Okay, so इस तरह से हम print function use करते हैं in Python. Okay, so I have given this a good example. Okay, you can easily understand, right? So print function generally used to display the content stored in a variable. Display the content. What is the content here? 30 is a content. Okay, it is a content in the variable. Variable is here a container. Okay, its value, integer value is 30. That is a content. It will print the content stored in the variable. Okay, got it? Got it? Container, it has 25. Okay, so content, which is content here? 25. The variable is your container. So a equals to 25. The content will be your 25 and variable is your a. So if you say print a, it will gives you 25. Okay, the next important function, I'll define, yeah, explain for you. Type function. Type, type, type function. Okay, so we can say it's display its display the data type. It's display the data type of the content of the content content stored in a variable. Here also is stored in a variable. Okay, so I'll give some example. Okay, so just you need to remember in the previous one it will display the content stored in a variable. Here it display the data type. It display the data type of the content. It's display the data type of the content. I will change the color here. You just focus on these two words. Okay, it will display the data type of the content stored in a variable. For example, in the previous one, okay, a equals to 25. Okay, a equals to 25. So in the previous in print function, it display the content stored in a variable. So एक था variable हमारे पास a और ये था इसकी वैल्यू 25. सो यहाँ पे प्रिंट फंक्शन में 25 प्रिंट हुआ है, ठीक है. लेकिन if you say print a, okay, it gives you here output gives you 25. Okay, it gives you content in the container, okay, or variable 25, right? But in the type function, if you say type a, okay, we'll practice in the Google Colab later. Okay, type a, see here print a, it gives you output 25. Here type a, here not a print a, we are not using it print a. Here type a, इसकी क्लास क्या है, ये क्या है, टाइप क्या है इसका, टाइप a क्या है बोलो. What is the type here? Type is here integer. Okay, 25 na, 25 is integer. So the output will be int. The output will be int. That means it display the data type of the content. Data type क्या है of the content? 25 content. Data type क्या है इसका? Integer. So it will display the data type of the content stored, which is stored in the variable. Okay, got it? जैसे समझ में आया, नहीं आया तो एक बार जाओ चाय पियो और फिर देखो वीडियो. Okay, the next important function, very most important function, another important function is input. It's input function. It's recording here. Okay, so we can say take input. It can take input from the user. It can take input from the user, or can say allow the user to enter data from the console. Okay, right. So I'll give one example. I'll give you one example. I'll make it one, or I will create a one variable name is equals to Hassan. Okay, Hassan encompass within the inverted commas, okay, quotes, right? So I'll create a name equals to Hassan, right? So it can justify for me only. It can justify. It can be correct for me only, not for others. Okay, because if some other person, if he create a variable name the same Hassan, so his or her name will be different. Maybe his name is Ravi, maybe his name is Muhammad, maybe his name is John, okay, like that, some other name. So it can justify for me only, or it can valid for me, but it is invalid for the others, okay. It can invalid for the others. So that's the reason we are using here input function. I'll change the color here, white, okay. So I'll write it here, name is equals to input function. I'll use here input function. So here I can write here, enter your name, enter your name, okay, enter your name. So here you can write your name, your own name. If your name is Hassan, you can write your name Hassan. If your name is somewhat different, so you can write your name. It will print your name only, okay. It will, now it is valid for the all the people, okay. For me it is valid, for you also it is valid, for other person also it is valid, okay. So that's why I told you it's allow the user to enter data from the console, or we can say it can take input from the user. It can take input from the user. Input function इसलिए ही यहाँ पे use होता है. For example, when I will write here create a variable a name equals to input, okay, and this bracket is round bracket, okay. You don't make it here round square bracket. Square bracket I already told you it is used for list, okay, list, okay. So here in the input function we have used the round brackets, simply round brackets, right. So I will erase this, right. Enter your name. So when you will enter your when you will create this variable, okay, it will display one small pop-up to you, or window, small window, or small pop-up to you. Wait. Small pop-up to you. So you can say small window, okay. So here you need to write your name. For example, my name is Hassan, okay. It will show enter your name. So it will show the enter your name. I have written in the small pop-up Hassan. So if you use here print function, print name, what you are going to print here, name only you are going to print here, okay. So print name, so it will gives you output your name Hassan, okay. For example, you have written in the small pop-up hi, welcome. So it will show you output hi, welcome, okay. But here we have mentioned here enter your name, so you need to give your name, okay. Whatever your name, you just give your name. So it is valid for everybody. It is valid for everybody. If you write your name Hassan, if you write your name Muhammad, so it will print your name, particular name, okay. Now you got it, print function. Now we will use the type function in this under the input function. I can use here type also. What is type here? किसका टाइप मालूम कर रहे हैं हम? नेम का. जब प्रिंट करें ना हम नेम का प्रिंट करें तो आ गया हसन. नाउ आई एम यूजिंग टाइप फंक्शन, टाइप round bracket name, okay. When you will enter, so it will gives you string, okay, str. It will output will be, your output will be str. Got it? So in the pop up this small window. If you have written a number, for example 25, so type, if you use the type function, it will show the, instead of string, it will show the integer, int, integer. If you use in the small pop-up 2.5, so at that time, if you use type function, type name, so it will tell you it is a float data type, it is a float data type. So यहाँ पे डेटा टाइप का डेटा टाइप को क्या डेटा टाइप है वो पता चल जाएगा आपको if you use the type function. Okay, so the next we'll use the important one more important function is typecasting. Okay, so hardly it will take another 5 minutes. Type function, sorry, typecasting in Python. Okay, what is typecasting in the Python? So simply we can write it's restricting the input, restrict होता क्या है? Restrict means somebody force you to stop, मत करो, ओके, ये काम मत करो, अभी टीवी मत देखो, कल एग्जाम है, आप पढ़ो. तो जो आपको पेरेंट्स रोकते हैं, ओके, आप टीवी मत देखो, कल एग्जाम है, पढ़ो. सो रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर रहे हैं आप लोगों को, ओके, यू शुड नॉट डू दिस थिंग. ओके, सो टाइप कास्टिंग होता क्या है, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये भी इनपुट ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट एंड दिस टाइप कास्टिंग ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट. इट विल रेस्ट्रिक्ट द इनपुट. Okay, it will restrict the input to the user. Okay, it allows to restrict the user to enter the to enter something, the value. Okay, I'll give an example. For example, I'm writing here OTP. OTP होता क्या है? वन टाइम, क्या होता है ये? वन टाइम पासवर्ड होता है ना. OTP हो गया वन टाइम पासवर्ड. ओके, सो आप देखे होंगे कभी मोबाइल में, इफ यू book some ticket of you purchase something, so it will give you OTP, the password, sorry, OTP code. So if you enter the valid code, so it can be proceeded. Okay, otherwise it will deny. Okay, it gives you an error. Okay, so for example, I am using here input OTP equals to input, then enter your 4-digit OTP. So it gives you like this, na, enter your 4-digit OTP. So it gives you a small pop-up or small window. There we are entering the some OTP 3215. Okay, so then this OTP will be valid. Okay, so generally if you got the OTP somewhere, so generally we used to write some in numbers only, integer only. मुझे पता नहीं कि मैं आज तक कभी OTP की जगह पे अल्फाबेट डाल दिया या तो 2.5 2.3 डाल दिया. We not mostly 100% we are using in the OTP numbers only, integers only. Okay, so होता क्या है यहाँ पे, if I write hash A12, so what will happen? It you gives the wrong. Okay, so it's tells you the OTP is wrong. You unable to type the alphabet, or you unable to type string, you unable to type float, except only integer. So at that time what we are doing, we are restricting. Okay, we are restricting to type string or float or some complex numbers. Okay, so at that time we are using the typecasting. So here what we are doing here we are using integer, right? Here we are using one more, see here two round bracket, here also two round bracket, then OTP. So what will happen? It only allows you to write integers. It only allows you to write integer 3514. Then it will be correct. Enter your 4-digit OTP. Okay, OTP. So it will gives you right. That means valid information. That means valid. It is valid number. Okay. Now you can proceed for further process. Okay. Now you understood now what are the difference between input function and typecasting. राइट? अगर समझ में आया आप लोगों को ठीक है, अदरवाइज चाय पियो, अगर वापस देखो फिर वीडियो समझ में आ जाएगा, ठीक है? If you like this video, please do subscribe my channel and bell notification को ऑन करना और शेयर करना वीडियो. थैंक यू.